What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer taking a look again at my invoked Winged Dragon of Ra deck. I like to check in every once in a while, mostly because it's my favorite deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! But also it's because the format changes every couple of months or so, and certainly I haven't played this deck since like Right has been out, so I thought it'd be an interesting opportunity. This is the Despia build with Right, and he opened it obviously, but Draw and Lockbird's actually a pretty decent card right now. It's not the best card against Despia, unfortunately. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just so, like, okay. But in any case, I do run, like, Dogmatica stuff, although this is just such a bad format for this deck, or, like, not the greatest thing in the world. Simply because like Maximus like isn't good against this. It's almost something that you should like side out. But I do get to run stuff like Shadal Ruck, so it kind of like does work out in a sense. So he's gonna go for Branded Fusion. That's just gonna go away pretty quick, and then I can activate Alistair to protect this. He doesn't have any summons for the churn. So this card is good against Despia. So there definitely is like ways to beat them. It's just not awesome, I guess, is probably the best way to do this. And I'll just go through the rest of the replays. Like the majority of them are against Albaz because everybody's playing it right now, but okay, we'll try a few different stuff like Volcanic Shell. Sure, why not? And the thing is, your opponent's going to want you to go first, because if you kill them with the Winged Dragon of Ra, like, they're going to think that you're only a going second deck, which really is not true. I like to run a lot of going first cards, because sometimes I like to go first depending on the matchup. Against Despia, I do like to go first because you get to run stuff like Dimensional Barrier. You get to run other cards, but you get to do a lot of things. Like, even if you don't side it out and you're like you didn't expect to go first, you still have like Makaba and you still have Ecclesia, which definitely does do a lot of work, right? Like you kind of saw there. But here's a bunch of branded duels. He's got it's like invoked branded, so again, I think Draw and Lockbird is just so good in this deck. And okay, I have an Alistair of my own. He has an Ash pretty interesting. Okay, so I'll be able to go into Ecclesia here, which can grab me a Maximus, which is pretty good, especially against this, because I know his extra deck is super tight. Basically just trying to get rid of like any of his targets that he might have. But he probably run Maximus himself. That'd be pretty crazy if he didn't. And he still ran Elder. Yeah, okay. So again, like the format, I feel is just it's the strangest format this deck has ever been. And I feel like if I can get this matchup down, I kind of feel like I can take on all the other decks. But all right, I definitely don't want Alistair to go through. I can activate Shadal Ruck and go ahead and go into a construct to get rid of this. He's going to go ahead and Ghost Ogre there. I will send a Shadal Beast just to draw an extra card, because why not? It ends up being an Ancient Chant, and I top deck another Ancient Chant. Pretty cool. Not the greatest thing, but okay. I'll go ahead and go into a Winda. He's going to go ahead and special summon the Fleur. He doesn't get over it, actually. He does trade, but we'll see how he ends up playing this. So he's going to go ahead and activate Alistair. Grab Invocation. Did he top deck that? I don't remember. Okay, he's going to go for Purgatrio. Not bad. He's going to be able to get over this. I do have a little bit of protection. Although I guess he just did that for piercing, so didn't really work out for me. But he does have a monster special summon from the extra deck now, which is pretty neat. I'll go ahead and activate Shadal Fusion. More than anything, just to get a body on the board. I'm going to banish a bunch of cards from his graveyard, and then I can go ahead and grab Shadal Dragon. I can go ahead and normal summon Alistair. He's going to go. He has the the effect veiler there. It doesn't really matter to me. I just need a normal summon for the Winged Dragon of Ra. So you will win like almost not the majority of your duels this way. The Winged Dragon of Ra like serves a very important like role, right, in the way this deck functions. All right, so once again, he gets to go first. Spriggan's Kit. I don't know if a lot of people are playing this card. It is pretty hard. Well, I'm going to say saying it's a hard negative actually is a little bit harsh. He does go for Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, which is pretty neat because you don't have to run any of the like bricks involved, right? This card's insane. Alpha's non-targeting, removal. He has double Ash in hand. I was trying to go for a game, didn't work out, unfortunately. But this was kind of the only way that I think I could do this. Oh, never mind, I didn't need to. I think I hard opened the Winged Dragon of Ra. Didn't even normal summon during that churn. So pretty cool display, honestly, right there. From the Winged Dragon of Ra deck, if I do say so myself. This is like a weird like Cyber Dragon deck, not really anything you write home about. I don't even think he opens really anything too good. This deck is just so much better than I think like the original inception of Invoke Shaddoll, because when you're running Shaddoll Fusion, like your opponent has to have something in the extra deck, so you almost like don't want to go first, right? In this deck, you're never going to go first, or unless your opponent forces you to. I'll go ahead and negate their Forbidden Droplets. This card is pretty decent because it can send something like Guardian Slime, which is pretty nice. He does go to Fusion Summon this monster. It doesn't really matter, though. I can go for a Macabre there. I can add this back to my hand. And the cool thing, you can do a lot of cool things in this deck. So Apkalone can add me Shaddoll Schism, which isn't that important, but it can send the Guardian Slime from the hand, which is pretty nice. And Ecclesia by itself is a 1-card, Winged Dragon of Ra. But the only part is you do have to have a monster in your extra deck. So if it's Nadir Servant, then it is a 1-card Winged Dragon of Ra. If you just have Ecclesia, like hopefully you have something in your extra deck. But I was able to clean up the game and even keep Macabre on board in case he had like a Nibiru or something like that, maybe. So he's got a lot of like really intrusive cards, and I don't main deck Spell and Trap 8. Maybe I should, I don't know, but you do get to run stuff like Pankratops, which is pretty neat. Go ahead and special summon there. Go ahead and start picking out his back row. Has like second copy of Summon Limit. Okay. We'll see what I can do with it. I'm going to go ahead and normal summon the Alistair. He's going to activate Overload Fusion. Kind of what I was going to do is go to the battle phase, put that in the graveyard, and then use it for fusion material. So pretty good play by him all in all. The top deck of Nadir Servant it's obviously very good. I'm going to go ahead and pop that back row because I don't know what it is. Ends up being Cosmic Cyclone, so it doesn't really matter. And this is really neat. So I could actually focus on that a lot more. This was before I played 2 copies of Elder Entity Nis. Although even then, like if I were to send Nova, he would have access to Fusion. So it was kind of weird. I did have the Guardian Slime in my hand. He pops his own summon limit. I don't know why. Sure, why not? And he goes to the end phase. So all I'm going to have to do is special summon the Egyptian God Slime, add the Ancient Chant to my hand, add the other Winged Dragon of Ra, and then I can go ahead and banish there. Activate Shaddoll Fusion. I'm just making this a very big body at this point because I knew everything. I knew every card. Like this was added back to his hand, I'm pretty sure. So I just get to do some cool stuff with the Winged Dragon of Ra. This is definitely my favorite art of it. This is actually, I like it better than the original art, which is kind of crazy. This is against Dark Magicians. A really weird version of Dark Magicians, by the way. I don't run any like low impact like Ash Blossom or Imperm in this deck. It's all like alpha, like the Beast Alpha, Pankratops, like Forbidden Droplets. I don't want to play into... This is like a very niche thing, but it does protect from targeting. But I'm trying to go all out. Like you're trying to break boards, and like Ash and Imperm and Effect Veiler, they just don't do enough in this format at least. A pretty okay setup, I guess, for the guy. We'll see what I get off the top. It is a Guardian Slime. There's definitely been better hands that I've had, but okay. Go ahead and normal summon Alistair. See what he ends up going for here. He negates there with Appaloosa. I'll go ahead and go into the battle phase so I don't have to worry about it anymore. And then I can go, through some of these plays. Ecclesia, he negates there. I already had these 2 in my hand, so it ended up like working out really, really well for me this hand. So I'm going to go ahead and negate that, and then I can send an Elder Entity, which is going to pop this. He does have an Elder of his own. That's okay. Like I feel pretty comfortable about what I just traded here, especially because now I can just like start negating some really good effects. Maybe protecting myself from a Monster Reborn potentially. He does have another Red Eyes Fusion. I doubt he runs multiple targets. I actually don't know why you would ever play multiple Red Eyes Fusion. But okay, I'm going to go ahead and go for the El Shaddoll Winda. To get rid of this, he can't special summon for the rest of the turn. So pretty cool that this card was a complete dud in his hand. Which is supposed to counter people going second. Dark Magician again. Go ahead and activate Dark Magical Circle. He whiffs into 50 cards. I feel like that's kind of normal. I feel like he should have activated that first and then gone for Dark Magical Circle, but okay. He's going to go ahead and negate Alistair again. Okay. And then, the more things change, the more they stay the same, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pop that back row. Go for Ecclesia here, and then I can go for the Fleur, which can easily trade, with the Dragoon. Pretty standard stuff. Like this card just... As good as it isn't that good, right? Which is kind of strange. He does actually get a summon limit here. Invocation, he uses my own Alistair. Good for you. And then I can go ahead and special summon the Guardian. He doesn't actually have a monster in hand, so it's not really all that high impact. I can activate Magical Meltdown. Once again, I'm getting an additional normal summon this turn anyways. So really what I'm just trying to do is protect myself, although I don't really know what this is, nor do I know why he hasn't activated summon limit. I guess he just let time run out. Yeah, that's pretty weird. I don't know why he wouldn't at least like attempt to do that. I guess I could just get over his entire board anyways. So he like, I don't know. I never even realized that until I just watched this replay. Welcome to Dark Magician hands, right? Although, yeah, so this card's really great, obviously. Not just for searching out Magician Souls. It does a lot for the actual Dark Magician archetype. Okay, so this looks like a pretty funky hand, but it really is pretty functional, and it works quite well. So I can go ahead and go into Almirage, go into Gardna, and then I'm going to summon Oh, that's right. I had Performance Trick Crown in my hand, which is protected that burn damage, with the Secure Gardna, which is kind of funny. Again, protecting myself from any like monster hand traps like Effect there, which I kind of was worried that he had, but he didn't. This is Despia Sword Soul, sure. I doubt this is going to be the most popular version of the deck. I think Tenyi Sword Soul is actually very, very good. Okay, so he's going to just go into Chen Ying. Do what you got to do. Although I feel like it probably should have been Fleur. Maybe he's like playing like a budget version or something, which is pretty cool because a lot of these cards are pretty budget. Does have the Ash there for the Magical Meltdown, so I do have to pass. Unfortunately, nothing else really going on here. Emergency Teleport can go ahead and grab him. Madam Spider, pretty neat. Then that can go into a Yazi, which is pretty awesome, honestly. I think it's a pretty decent interaction for the deck, in case you don't think there's any synergy at all, right? Okay, so he's going to go into the Chi Xiao now. And he's going to banish the Sudden Shift, not really sure. Maybe he's going into another Synchro, perhaps? And then he goes, okay, for the Draco Berserker. I think he can't activate this. Maybe he doesn't have a valid target, which would suck really bad for him. But I top deck a Shut Off Fusion, which is really awesome. I'm going to get rid of Chi Xiao so he can't actually use the effect in the main phase 2. He still does have that monster here. All I have to do is just chain this like correctly. Because once I chain, the Windy Last, like he's going to banish it, but it doesn't negate the effect, right? So it doesn't really affect the play at all. In fact, it doesn't do anything. Okay, setting up really well in main phase 2 here, obviously. Just kind of exploded after that battle phase. After not having that many cards, but that's how good these cards can be. This can't be destroyed by battle, which is pretty nice. He's going to activate Branded Fusion. I probably could have put this into attack position, TBH. And actually, I definitely should have. It doesn't matter, like, at all. And here I was hoping to find the Winged Dragon of Ra just for a few style points at the end, but you go through, like, half your deck, don't see a single one. But, all right, what are you going to do? Go ahead and activate Invocation. I don't even think I need to do this right now, but, yeah. Go into the... I never know how to say this name. I'm just not going to attempt. But, yeah, that's way more than enough for lethal. I had a bunch of bodies on board, right? This is against Hero. Which is like a pure... Well, I guess you have to play pure Hero. This is Hero. A Draw and Knockbird is really, 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 really good against Hero. It's insane. And I can go ahead and normal summon the Alistair there. He's going to go for the Mass Change, which helps me out tremendously. Because all I have to do is go into App Cologne. App Cologne can go ahead and negate the effects of this. I can go into an Almirage, go into a Secure Gardna, go into a Purgatrio, go ahead and grab the Winged Dragon of Ra. So this was awesome. Like, I'm pretty sure if I was playing like regular Invoked Dogmatica, like this would be pretty bad. But it's not. I get to do a really massive attack Winged Dragon of Ra. So I think he ended up quitting. Like, I definitely would too. That would hurt my soul. Speaking of souls, Sword Soul. I think this is like a normal version of Tenyi Sword Soul, if I'm not mistaken. Like the combo Sword Soul, which I don't know. I guess it's like a really, really, really small package, right? So I guess that definitely makes sense. Forbidden Droplets for, Forbidden Chalice. Lots of cool stuff you can do there. He's not going to be able to negate, which is kind of nice for me. I'm going to be able to destroy one spell and trap. And I do make a pretty bad misplay here. So in my mind, I went to destroy his Chi Xiao, thinking this wouldn't have a target anymore. But it just like initially has to target, I guess. So I should have just taken out another back row. Honestly, it really could have costed me the entire duel, but it didn't. I'm going to go ahead and I think draw just an additional card. I can grab Shaddoll Fusion back to my hand. I end up going into a Shaddoll Schism, which is pretty nice. And he's going to negate the effect of Alistair, which gives it more attack than 1,000. So I can't go into Almirage, so I can't use a Khaleesi effect. But I did have Endear Servant, so I can go ahead and send a couple. I would have sent another Elder, so again, like you definitely have to play at least 2 copies of this. It's so mandatory, right? But Shaddoll Schism is going to be so good in this matchup. I don't think Tenyi's, like, outside of Vishuda, like, yeah, he did, like, first of all, that shouldn't have been on the field, so that play should have never even have been possible. But he did go into Christian Halifibrax, but yeah, like, this is a pretty good card against Tenyi's, for sure. And then I just had a lot of board presence, and I could have gone into another Shaddoll Fusion as well. So pretty good win there, honestly, against like regular Sword Soul. This is a water trap deck, I guess. Or I don't even know what this is, but okay. Top decking a Winged Dragon of Ra like kind of sucks. If it was Ancient Chant, I'd be a lot happier. But even then, I still have Guardian Slime in my hand. I think he's gonna try to just nuke my board. I don't know why you would ever do that, but okay. He's going to send a couple of these. All of these are going to get destroyed. We'll see what I can do here. But he does inflict damage to me, so Guardian Slime is now online. Big mistake by you, right? So this can go ahead and go into the Fusion, which can search me Ancient Chant. Very nice. I can go ahead and pop whatever that last back row is. It's not. It ends up even being nothing, but I don't know why you would put this in attack position. Big mistake. But there's so many ways to like put 3 bodies on the board without normal summoning. It's really incredible. And then I can, make this a very respectable, like, 12,000 attack. And then that just doesn't do anything. So that was pretty sick. A couple more duels, one against zombies. This one against Despia. No surprises there. And with a lot of traps, too. This is very oppressive. There can be only one summon limit. He's got the Mirror Jade. So I'm going to go ahead and start going after the back row. I do hit the summon limit, which is pretty important. He does have a monster from the extra deck, but I can also activate Shaddoll Fusion, so I can pop the back row. So there can be only one, doesn't come down. Pretty awesome, honestly. I can go ahead and send a Windy. I have all the materials that I need for a big body. I think he ends up quitting here, but I want to stop and think this through, because I think I actually made kind of a misplay. I should have put this in... the extra monster zone. No. This is how I could have done it. Because I don't really know why he quit. Basically, what I have to do is clear these 2 bodies one way or another to go for game, right? And what did he have in his face down? It ends up being a Guru. That is peculiar. What is this deck? Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Kind of makes sense. But if I normal summon the Winged Dragon of Ra, right? And I get rid of these 3 bodies, I can then special summon Maximus, send an Elder, pop probably... I guess I would probably have to pop the Mirror Jade to get this on board, right? Which is fine. I think I could have done it that way. But yeah, I really don't know why he quit. I actually would have loved to see that play out. Unless I have a duel against zombies. A pretty weird version of zombies. It revolves around Krista. Go figure. He does, again, protect himself against hand traps. I don't run any outside of Droll because I just think that card is too good right now. And he goes ahead and snipes himself. Don't really know if you want to go first why you would run Danger Bigfoot. And you wouldn't run like one of the other ones. But okay, Cosmic Cyclone, Forbidden Droplets. Hopefully that does something. The answer certainly is there, which is awesome. I can go ahead and go into Magical Meltdown, normal summon the Alistair. I can probably use Forbidden Droplets on the field spell. Definitely don't lose any advantage there. The Winged Dragon of Ra, it's awesome, because then I can use Invocation, go into Purgatrio, banish this, and then normal summon. You can't really ask for much more than that. I think I try to boost the attack, although I'm pretty sure it's based on the original attack anyway, so I don't know if that actually made a difference, but yeah, I went for game. The Winged Dragon of Ra is no joke in terms of like, you know, being actually playable and pretty decent. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.